side. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I think we are live. I see some sound. Good. I see your sound coming through. And we are here, baby. Let me see here. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 people on. So people are gathering. Come on in, everyone. Listen, sorry for the delay. First of all, sorry for the delay. We were still trying to figure some things out, troubleshoot some things. But I think we're getting it solved. We're figuring it out, but we're super excited about this. Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
7. Here we go. Got a lot of people joining now. Good. Pastor, did you already share this on your on the church page?
I'm on it. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I just want to make
good.
sure I'm
Yep. Do you see your little audio bar over there to the left? Oh no, you probably can't see that. Okay, never mind. But you're good. You're good. I'm gonna turn you up a little bit too. Sweet. Hey, by the way, how many people we got? All right. We'll go ahead now. I got an intro video. We're gonna roll this. We made a nice intro video for you. Let's see here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I hope y'all enjoyed that intro, and I am so sorry again for the delay on a bunch of just a bunch of stuff we're figuring out. This isn't something new, but it is new because we've never done this virtually. We've done the Ask Pastor Jay show. I think honestly, this might be like episode 11, 12, 13, somewhere around there. I lost track, but it is new, and we're trying to bring this to our virtual audience, to everyone live, because last time we used to chop it up. I was telling Adrian today, Pastor Jay, I was like, you know what? Why am I nervous about this a little bit? I was like, oh, that because last time you used to chop out the stuff you didn't want people to hear and say, and now we're live, and so we can't do that no more. But it's all good. It's all good. How you doing, Pastor Jason?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just been a lot of decompression from this morning, so had a lot on my mind.
I heard that. Sweet, man. Well, it looks like we got some people on board joining us live. By the way, guys, use the chat feature. So really cool. I can see a bunch of comments here. And the cool thing about this is that we can see the comments from everywhere. So if you're, it doesn't matter. If you're on Pastor Jason's page, you're on, the YouTube channel, wherever you're at, just comment below. Let us know where you're watching from right now, and we'll be able to see those comments. Also, you're going to be able to engage. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Ask Pastor Jay show. Maybe some of you were around when we started doing this, but basically it's a show where we just come together for 20, 30 minutes and ask questions and discuss things and present those things to Pastor Jason and get his opinions on them. And sometimes those questions vary. Like sometimes they're not really serious. Sometimes they're lighthearted. Sometimes they're very current. So it might be like a current issue or something that's going on in just the America or whatever. We just try to make the show really, really engaging and answering funny, cool, good. There's questions that's going to bring you value, and so I'm excited. It's literally, I knew this. Could you imagine if we would have kept this thing up for 4 years? Who knows what would have happened? 4 or 5 years,
I
you
mean,
know?
I been the content I think would have been interesting. It'd have been fun to have all that
It,
content.
it would have. It would have, especially now with AI. We'll talk about that on another Ask Pastor J show.
We could
But sweet.
gotten into the whole YouTube and Instagram. I mean, Instagram and whatever, TikTok and all this real stuff. We probably could have put things somewhere.
I'm telling you, we were on to something. Well, let me see here who we got in the comments. We got Kelsey. Kelsey, thank you. Nate, we see and hear you. I can't see everyone's name on my end because it doesn't show me sometimes the personal names, but casting on my TV, nice. Yeah, on the YouTube it looks really good.
Yeah.
I love it, especially in the living room. Anyways, so let's jump right in then. So today, Pastor Jason, we got 5 questions. Obviously I curated these. I'll get the audience involved. We'll get the audience involved on these questions as well soon. But for these first 5 shooting out the gate, I went ahead and grabbed, and Adrian might have helped me on one. And so they vary. Some maybe less serious, some more lighthearted than others. But let's start off with our first question. And man, I like this setup. I've really been waiting to do this because now I can put the questions on the screen as we do it. So watch this. You're gonna like this. Y'all ready? First question. Boom. Hit them with it. How have you been lately? No, seriously though, since it's been a long time, since so I don't know, just give us an update. Tell us how things have been.
Well, since we last did this, so much has happened. But as far as the general last little bit, I mean, I think most everybody knows at least some sort of the battle that myself and my family have been through. And
yeah,
I'd like to say that it's totally over with. It's not. I mean, it still is a fight. I made progress. It actually gets a little frustrating because you make some progress, then you kind of have some back days. But nevertheless, I mean, I'm moving forward and healing and just looking forward to really the fullness of being well, because I'm ready to run at this point. I'm ready to run with, the new property. The presence, the spirit, people are hungry, people are coming in. So much is happening. I believe we're right on the cusp of really something unique. So I'm just really ready to run at full speed. And it's still kind of keeping that from happening a little bit. But hey, we're making progress.
Well, let's do this for people who, I don't know. I mean, with us, it seems like we talk about it a lot and we know, but for people who may not know, give a little context onto like how they can be praying for you, how like maybe situational, just so they have a little better understanding.
Well,
I know a little bit.
I'm not going to go into the whole story. I won't even tell the whole detail, but basically over a year, myself, my family, yada, yada, we've dealt with some toxins, some mold toxicity and stuff like that. It really is throwing life into a loop. And I've not had a normal day for 14 months, I think. My wife has dealt with some things. My children have dealt with some things. It's been a full family battle. My wife and I went and did some integrative healthcare stuff over the last couple of weeks and got some testing stuff back last week. And it really played an effect on us. I mean, it's affected our hormone levels. It's affected both of our vitamin D levels are almost non-existent, which, vitamin D helps in immunity, fighting off, immunity. And so anyway, it's just been, it's been a really interesting battle. I don't want to, go into every one of the symptoms.
Yeah, I got you.
We need prayer. We continue to need prayer for this thing to the finished work, the finished healing to manifest. And
that's right.
So that's that, man.
That's right. Well, sweet. Then everyone who is a part of our, church family, you guys obviously are already aware, but continue pray for Pastor Jay and the family.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we got some comments. Melissa, Thank you guys for commenting again. Please comment. Let us know you're here. I see you, Chris. Let us know you're here, where you're watching from, YouTube, what your setup. Like we're very active. This isn't Sunday service. We're Pastor, can you see comments? You can't see comments on
Well,
your
see,
end?
here the problem is, I think, is because of the technical difficulties that we can. You're only getting it from a couple of places, but I'm looking
Yeah.
at comments that are coming through on my page.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can pull up the video on like a phone or something from my page, and there are people commenting left and right. So
Are they? What are they? Oh yeah, they won't let me see those comments because you're on your personal profile.
are you able to pull
let's
that my personal profile video?
let's see here. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all give me just 1 second. We're working out the kinks.
I hear. Well, we had an issue, and it's not anything of Kelby's fault. It's not anything I could have helped. It's because our broadcast from service today was replaying. It was eating up our page space, and they could not get it stopped, and so it overran with this live that we were trying to do, and so it was just something we really couldn't help. And then it caused us to not be able to have access to the church page and stuff. That's why it's only on my page, and I think it's on the recovery page too. But a lot of people saying it's really good on YouTube anyway. So
no, that's where I would go to, guys. If you're watching this right now and you're wondering, like, YouTube probably be the best bet. But nevertheless, let's go ahead. I got it pulled up now. I can see a little bit.
Let me stop and say this really quick. Talking about YouTube, you guys don't know this. We haven't really advertised it yet, but we have an app now on Roku and on Apple TV that you can watch. You can pull up Rejuvenate's live streams. You can pull up archives. And so if you have a Roku TV, a Roku app, a Roku stick, or Apple TV, you can download our Rejuvenate Church app.
Man. Yeah. Download the app. I'm sorry, Pastor Jay. I'm on your page and I see you got 14 people, but I can't see these people at all. So I'm not. So we got 25, 30 people on board with us now. I see Ashley's comment, Denise, Jonathan, Adrian. I see you guys. Serena. See you guys. All right, awesome. So we got an audience here. Let's keep moving on. So first question was just get an update with you, and so let's do something lighthearted here. Second question. I thought this was funny. I thought this was good. Which animal do you think best represents your personality and why?
Ta-da!
There it is. There it is.
The lion, I guess. I'm a lion fan. I guess when you do the personality test for the animals, I'm a lion. Hey, I do like elephants too, but I'm a lion, and I don't know. I'm a natural leader, and I'm obviously functioning in a place of, I guess, authority or whatever. It's not that I try to be a lion. It's just I don't know. I just appreciate the lion. Of course, we know with our faith, the Lion of the tribe of Judah is Jesus. And I don't know. It's just I like the Lion, the King of the jungle, man. I don't know. And it's not about a lion is not even the biggest thing out there. It's just I don't know. It's just I guess, and this is going to sound bad. I don't mean it to sound this way. He just knows who he is. So he walks through the jungle knowing who he is, and he's got the confidence in that. So
lions are definitely interesting. They're definitely biblical. I find it absolutely fascinating when God chooses certain animals to represent himself. And the lion's definitely on that list. I love watching all the lion documentaries. Like I get into them, like the deep ones where they follow the pride in Africa for 2 years, and him and his brother are boys, and they're just beating. Like, lions are very here's my thing with lions though, and I don't know, it's probably my personality too that plays this. I just feel like everybody chooses the lion. I'm like, I don't want to choose the lion now. I don't know, that might be.
Say this, but my favorite to see in the zoo is the monkeys.
The monkeys are dope, man. The monkeys they got real personalities, don't they?
Yeah, I see. I grew up. I'm older than y'all folks, so I remember. I remember Smokey and the Bandit, and you had old dude that had the orangutan that rode around in the truck with him, and I was fascinated by that, man. I always wanted an orangutan as a pet when I was a kid.
Yeah, good luck with that. You end up like what's my man's name with the Tigers?
Oh yeah, yeah. What's his name? Joe. No, is it
Yeah,
Joe?
Joe Exotic. Listen,
Joe
it's so
Exotic.
easy today to buy these animals. I had no idea. Like you can just buy these animals. Like in America, it's not that hard to get you a monkey
Hey,
if you want.
there's an exotic auction that happens right down the road from us on
Boom.
like near the jockey lot on 29. They do an exotic animal auction.
I believe it. I mean, I was taken away. My dude who was on the documentary is in South Carolina. Yeah, I was just like, of course. Well, of course. Anyways, the lion. I knew that personally because I think we've played around with it in staff a couple of times. But for everyone out there who didn't know or who doesn't know, that is the animal that represents your personality. All right, let's go on. Oh, now this one's good. By the way, guys, if you're in the chat right now, please drop some comments, drop some questions. I may not use them in this call. I don't know if we have some time extra. Pastor Jay may want to grab them and answer a couple. But here's the thing. I'm going to go back and look at them all at some point and either use them on this one or the next one, or we'll go through them. So drop a comment, if you have a question. And it doesn't have to be super serious. It can be lighthearted like that. But I'm not going to lie. This one right here, this one was interesting. Like I was hesitant to ask this one. I don't know if this one feels weird, but it's such a good question. And then I answered it for myself, and I was like, all right, this is a good one. I'm gonna ask them. So you ready? Here's the third question.
Yes.
Let's see here. If you could rewrite one story in the Bible to have a different outcome, which story would it be and why?
I mean, let's just go with the easy one. Adam and Eve.
I know. That's it.
Let me think about this for a minute. If I could rewrite one story from the Bible, and what would the outcome be?
God showed up and was like, you know what, Pastor Jay, I'm gonna let you rewrite one of these.
You know, I mean, I don't know.
You don't have one where you were like, I just wasn't expecting that.
I think I mean, there's probably some things I could come up with, but I don't know. I kind of wish like Jesus would have played around a little bit with Pilate and some of those guys when he was on trial, when they're sitting here like, don't you know I have the power to release you and power to take your life? And he's like, you have no power except what's given you. I wish he'd have just like shown them like right then. He like made them levitate, or I don't know, just he'd have done something just to be
something
like
crazy.
Yeah, you know, like you don't have any power over me, you know. Just silence their mouths, you know. I don't know.
We all felt it when he said, "You think that I can't call down the armies right now?" We all felt it. We was like, the next verse got to be. But I'm with you. I ain't gonna lie. The first one I thought was my boy Uriah. The first one. I thought
you wanted to cut David or something.
I mean, like David did him dirty, you know, and I was like, Uriah's got to get a. I used to be genuinely upset about that story. I'm like, God, like Uriah he did everything right. And anyways, but I thought that was an interesting question.
I think that we could probably have fun with a lot of them.
We could,
you know. I mean, why not instead of just, you know, Daniel shutting the lion or the mouths of lions being shut, why not Daniel just going rogue on them and just him eating the lions or something? You know what I mean? Like they come back and he's feasting. He's like over fire.
It's still a miracle. Today we be trying to make peace with them, become one of them. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, the stuff with the animals these days is so crazy. But you're right, man.
I probably shouldn't have said kill the lions and roasting them, right? That Peter or Peter people.
Somebody. So, who knows? Well, I thought that was an interesting question for. I was like, that's actually a good one. Let's see who we got in the chat. Chris, Drune, Curry. Elephants, where it's at. Somebody agrees with you with the elephants. Elephants scare me though, because like, are they really that smart? If they are, like, what did God like give them an extra grace or something, or is it just He just was like, this one's a little smarter than the rest. Same thing with dolphins too.
Presence, man.
Yeah. Were you reading? Okay. Someone's getting mad at me. She said, "Were you reading the comments?" Good. So we got some comments being dropped. Thank you guys. Let's go look at Pastor Jay's page. He's so spiritual. I have Roku. They talking junk on the private page on Pastor Jay's.
What's up, Cindy? I'm glad you're checking in.
Nice.
Chloe's still watching, but Chloe, if you're still watching, I'm really, really glad you're watching. I appreciate that.
Guys, if you're watching and you just heard our last question, drop a comment. Adrian put the bears eating the kids. I don't know if y'all remember that story where teenagers were making fun of the man of God and his bald head, and I think he called out some bears to take care of the job.
Them bald-headed guys got lion characters. Yeah, who you laughing at now?
I'm telling you.
Hey, y'all know Paul went bald too, right? That's where the anointing comes from.
Yeah, I just want to know like how they shaved and stuff. You know, like what is his eye like bald? I don't know.
Hey, Moses' wife took a flint rock and circumcised her boy with a rock.
Oh my gosh! I don't know. I don't even know how to make that one go through. All right, let's move on to the fourth question then. So this one is a little more chill, a little more. In fact, I'm gonna be honest with you. Adrian inspired this one for me because I was like, I need one that's a little more laid back. So here's the fourth question: hot air balloon or bungee jumping? I feel like I already know what you might say. I don't know if you've already did these experiences, but
I have done both of them, except not the hot air balloon all the way. So I have bungee jumped
to the ground.
Yeah, it was tethered to the ground, so I only went so far. Bungee jumping. Now I had a cool bungee. Yeah, I think a lot of people know I'm not really a heights guy.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't play that. I had a and so I don't know about going up in no balloon, no thousands of feet or nothing.
That's just hoping that it lands somewhere where the wind just.
Right. What if a bird ran through it, and like poked a hole in it? I don't know, man.
That's it. You're done.
Yeah, I'm not all about in a basket. I mean, I'm like you riding in Red Riding Hood's basket with, and a bunch of hot air in it. I mean, I don't know. A wind comes and the thing get to shaking. I
know it. Catch on fire. So and these jokers be going, ha in these things. I'm like, nah. That's why when the church did it and we had the string, I was like, that's cool. Yeah, you can do the string. It's like a roller coaster almost. But these jokers taking it up past the clouds and stuff. Nah, they can. And I'm not gonna lie, bungee jumping. Here's the thing. The only way someone could really convince me to do bungee jumping, I think, is if they was able to like somehow word it to where I feel like this is a thing that would help strengthen faith.
Well, hey, it will. I've done it.
I believe
I had a pretty cool bungee jumping experience. I bungee jumped off of a crane overlooking the Gulf of Mexico and Gulf Shores, Alabama on July the 4th. And as I was bungee jumping, the fireworks were going off over the ocean. It was
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. That was that was 20 something.
So they just
years ago.
They just tie your feet up and you just
I was tied up by my ankles or something. I don't know. I think about it now. I'm like, I don't even know what I was thinking. I'm stupid.
I know it. I can't. It's something about heights, man. It's just not natural. I love it when I'm in the plane and I get above the clouds, and it's supernatural and such an amazing experience of just wow. But sometimes I'm like, God, I know what you did to people who wanted to build a tower. we out here talking about going to Mars and flying and so can't do the heights, can't do it.
There's a reason God created gravity.
All right, so to wrap up this question, so you would do the bungee jumping over like the hot air balloon?
Yeah, probably.
If you had to choose, yeah.
I'm a little older, so I don't know. That's tough, but yeah, probably.
Yeah, that is tough too, right? That'd be a lot of stress on you on the body. Sweet. Let's go to the chat. Let's see if we can take a question. We're 25 minutes in. Let's see if we have a question. Do you see one, Pastor, on your side? I'm going through
There's been
here.
a few over here on the Restream chat, but then there's also some in my page.
Okay. Let's see here.
Kelsey said, "Tell us your age without telling us your age."
They in the comments lighting you up.
All right. I still remember listening to 8-track tapes. The Oak Ridge Boys, Elvira on 8-track.
Yeah, I'm out this conversation. That's a dude.
Hey, I let my daughter hear this the other day. So my generation was the last generation to know a world without cell phones, to know a world without internet. My generation was the last to to know a world. What all was it?
I feel like you're about to get some comments from some millennials.
My generation was the last generation to actually have good music.
Wow. Y'all gonna take that? Y'all gonna take that in the comment section? Oh, y'all. Let's see here. What else do we have? Let's take Ain't No Way. The Bear. Got some. Chris asked, what's your favorite non-popular sport?
Non-popular sport. Well, see, to me, nothing compares to football. So I'd say baseball. I don't know. Nah, let's non-popular sport.
Baseball's lame. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it.
Probably ping pong or pool.
Okay. You know what's
both, and I grew up playing both.
You know what we need to get on for real? We need to make it happen. Is pickleball. Pickleball's becoming this thing.
So I go to the Y to go to the steam room or whatever, and man, there's a group of folks. They playing pickleball every morning when I go up.
It's becoming like a real sport now.
It's like oversized ping pong.
It really is, and I haven't played it yet, but I've been. I don't know. Anybody in the comments ever played pickleball? Why even call it pickle? What's up with that? Like, pickle? That was the.
Yeah, I got no idea about that one.
Yeah.
Hey, so yeah. I don't know if this is another thing I could probably age myself too. There was a sport that was big back in the 80s that it wasn't really popular up here. It was more popular in Florida, like Miami and stuff like that. But I would have loved to seen it.
What is it? Rollerblade?
Hala. And they actually had the sport kind of shut down because the players were like getting killed because of how fast the ball travels.
Hold on, now, is this where they skate? Is this like the skating thing?
Nah. It's like they have like this big. It's almost like kind of like lacrosse, but they got this big old hook type thing that they carry around and they catch the ball in it, and they take it and they whip it and it shoots this ball out, and the ball goes like 200 miles an hour or something like that. And then they catch it, and it's kind of like lacrosse, but it's like lacrosse on massive steroids.
Yeah. That one didn't make the cut.
Hala. It's called Hala. Y'all go check it out.
Hala. I've never heard of Hala, but y'all go check out Hala. All right, let's check out. Let's do a last question here. Here we go. If you were a contestant on a reality TV show, which one would you choose and why? It says contestant, but like, let's put actor or not even actor, but like just anybody.
Which one would I pick? My wife, well, she might not. She just watches it all the time. My wife would pick Naked and Afraid. Reality show. I don't even know what. Somebody tell me what reality shows are out there. I don't even watch TV. What reality shows are out there? I remember old ones. I remember like Survivor and Big Brother, and
I was literally watching Survivor today. I don't know. Like out of the information about reality TV shows.
All right, here we go. I'm just gonna do this for fun, not because I really like. Matter of fact, it's a joke. How about what is it? Real Preachers of Atlanta or something like that.
Oh, that's a real thing.
It was of LA, like Real Preachers. I think it was Real Preachers of LA and then Real Preachers of Atlanta or something. I don't know. So we'll do Real Preachers of the Upstate, and I'll be on that.
Real Preachers of the Upstate. I tell you what. You would
don't
do
know.
good.
I don't know what. Maybe
You would do good. You'd stir up some stuff. You'd get some views.
I don't know. I probably could have done the big brother thing. Oh, I'm gonna show my age again. It wasn't really a reality. I guess it was a reality show, but it wasn't really a reality show because it was in the 80s. The American Gladiators. I'll be on that.
American Gladiator. So what was that?
It was like a competition show where you had these like normal. It almost be like what's the Ninja Warrior thing? It almost be like that.
Yeah. Okay.
You're competing in like various.
Kevin said that's not a show though.
Sporting activities with like what they consider to be their gladiators, like their big souped up pros or whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
The Bachelor, Big Brother, Real Housewives, some Rat Race, game shows. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do a game show.
Yeah, game show. And now it's all about dating. Even Survivor. I was watching Survivor today, the last episode or episode 41 or whatnot. By the way, shout out Jeff. This guy has been hosting these seasons forever. This is his last season, but
they got it, the Survivor.
Yeah, this is his last season. He's been hosting these things forever. But anyways, dang, I totally lost my train of thought. What was I about to say? What was I talking about?
Jeff.
Yeah, but it was something else. I hate when that happens. Does that mean is that like a sign of
getting old?
Getting old.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, let's go to the comment section. Let's read some comments. Let's see what people have been doing. Kevin Pickens is on here.
Oh Lord.
My wife's on here. They're all talking. Do y'all have questions? I see some comments. I say I have a question. All right, let me see here. What's this about? They're in their own world in the comment section. Honestly, they're treating it like a forum.
They have their own reality show on.
Huh?
They having their own reality show, and
they are. I think a rejuvenate office reality show would be interesting.
Look, my kids, man, Braylon got all wrapped up in the office, and then when we moved the offices over to the new admin, and it was set up with those cubicles, he flipped out. He wanted to be up there every day just to sit in the cubicle because he felt like he was in the office. And so he's been wanting to do this thing. He's been wanting to do a video, he's gotten into shooting videos and like doing little edits and stuff, and he wants to do this little video, like I guess an opening credit or whatever of The Office, but rejuvenate.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious. All right. Well, sweet.
What?
Well, Pastor Jay, I only had 5 for today. I know it was our first episode back. A lot going on. I mean, I'll open it up just for you, just to talk a little bit. I know we still got about 30 people on here.
There's some more questions on there. I mean, I don't mind answering them.
On your side, on my side?
Yeah, I think there's one. Kelsey said, "What's a pet peeve of yours or a few?" Oh, Kelsey,
where's she at? Where's she?
You don't want to stir that one. Oh Lord Jesus, a big one for me is not keeping your word. I don't like. I come from. I don't know. I come from a place where you keep your word, and so not keeping your word. Not saying that you're gonna do something that you ain't gonna do, or that you saying you're gonna do something you don't do. I guess that's a big one. I don't know. I don't know. I probably got two. I got a few. But that's a big one. I don't know. Giving your best, like if you're gonna do something, why do anything halfway? Just like be excellent with everything that you do. I guess that's a couple. Yeah. What else?
Let's see here. think that was it. All I seen over here on your end. They are in their own world.
Hey, your wife asked my favorite Bible verse, but it can't be the church's founding verse. So I think everybody knows Genesis 1:26 through 29 will be favorite. But I really like, and I think I just used this a couple of weeks ago. I'm always moved by in Romans when it says that he subjected all of creation in hope because all of creation eagerly awaits the revealing of the sons of God.
Yeah,
One right there, that one eats me up. Yeah, it's just a
that's
powerful.
good.
I like that one.
That's good.
I like that one.
Yeah, I loved the message last week. I think it was last week about sources again and trying to take over your sound. You know, I've heard you kind of dive into a message similar to that, but this time talking about it really trying to go after your sound. It was good. It was really good. And so, yeah,
Hey,
hopefully.
you still got
Uh-huh.
me?
Yeah, you're on. You
My
might have blocked out for a second.
My camera's it seems to be freezing up on my end. Can you see me?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Oh,
we can see.
yeah.
We can see. Yeah, so I guess wrapping it up here. Talk to me a little bit about that about that some more. Sources and how people can I don't know, be mindful. I know you preached a whole sermon on it, but I don't know. I
I,
think it's
about our sources.
yeah.
You know, I mean, so I don't know. I know y'all have heard me bring up the guy Smith Wigglesworth a lot over the last several months, and I used to be really intrigued by him early on when I was in ministry, and something has stirred me back to him over the last several months, so I've read a lot more about him again, and I'm just moved by. I guess maybe I even relate to it a little bit because of my lack of education and things, and my lack of, I guess, what people would call biblical training, or I don't know. But anyway, he refused to read anything else but the Bible, and I've never read of another man in the modern age that walked in more power than he did, and I think there's something to that. That he didn't read nothing else but the Bible, and he walked in pure Holy Ghost power and authority. And so I just think it speaks volumes to just what God said in Genesis when he was trying to direct man from partaking of a source of a different knowledge, because when we do that, we lose. It's just like preaching today. When you stop hearing from heaven is when you stop is when you let go of your sound and your ability, your authority to be able to say anything. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Ryan asked a good question here for you. Let's see. Let's pull this bad boy up for us.
Yeah, my wife sent me a message. Said there's people that ask stuff up there too that I guess have to dig up. What is something about yourself you felt has been lost that you'd like to see again? Oh, this one could lead deep. I mean, obviously, the elephant in the room is the health of, that's over the last year, obviously. But if I'm honest, I'm gonna say childhood too a little bit, because I grew up so fast and grew up under, I guess, a certain level of expectation that at a very, very, very young age, I don't know, somewhere I lost the natural ability just to have fun, and so I have to find it. I have to search it out and kind of make myself. And I've had it prophesied since I've been going through this thing over the last year and a half that I would have joy unspeakable that would come into my life, and laughter. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, just as much as healing, physical healing in my body, I want that. I want laughter and joy
Yeah.
unspeakable, because I want a little bit of a heaviness lifted, and to be able to I don't know, just to enjoy the fullness of life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's probably I probably that and say childhood, and not to say that I would want to go back and be, a child again, but restoring some of that childlike quality of being fun, being free, uh,
Yeah.
laughing, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. I know exactly what you mean. I'm sure there's some people out there that can definitely resonate with that. I wish there was a formula. Wish there was a
Yeah,
two-step process to get us back to laughing at the simple things, not taking
yeah,
things so serious, not being
yeah,
so hard,
yeah. Uh,
you know.
I, my wife has shot me a message that I don't know. I guess she wants me to answer it because it's probably something we kick around an awful lot.
Let's
Somebody
do
asked
it.
a question and said, "What is?" Hold on. What is your? Maybe it was Melissa. What is your least favorite part of the ministry? Um,
Dealing with staff. Nah,
people.
dealing with nah.
Uh, no, seriously. I'll say this. I'll say this. Probably a couple of things. Um, um, well, people leaving.
Yeah.
First of all, because as a pastor, uh, when you make that commitment to I mean, you embrace people. Each person gets a little bit a part of you, even if they don't feel like they do physically, they do spiritually, because you become the soul caretaker. And so, you know, that 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 hurts. And I think the biggest part, the bigger parts about it that hurt about it is not people leaving. It's when when they use God as a crutch for leaving. Um,
Yeah.
when they don't understand the investment that that that's made from myself, from other leaders, from my family. They don't see how it affects my wife, my children. They don't see. That's probably one of the hardest parts is my wife and children not having the same grace emotionally and mentally sometimes that I do, and breaks them down. But when people, probably worse than people leaving, because I think it's a part of people leaving, is when people never see in themselves what I see in them, and they don't fight to reveal that, to pursue that and reveal that.
Mm.
And so it becomes a church attendance or a church hopping thing, rather than let's buckle in and really just sell out and let this thing come to life. Because more, they're not a congregant, they're a strategy. They're not just a butt in a seat, they're a piece of the puzzle. And that's tough. That part's tough.
Yeah.
Financially, my family's made sacrifices for 20 years. I mean, I could have probably much easier and made a lot more money just never doing this and coaching football, or being going to med school and being a surgeon.
Yeah.
So things like that. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's probably some of my least favorite parts.
Well, that was good. That was good. Now people have a little bit more understanding of some of the sacrifice that goes into ministry.
Denise Shabazz said, "How do you handle people that come against you for no reason?" Man, I had this. I had to learn this very early on, Denise. You probably know this. I don't know if you know some of the story, but you know, I had somebody that was probably one of my most trusted um influences in my life come against me when we left to begin Rejuvenate, and And I just had to honestly keep my mouth shut and just move forward and try and know that God was taking care of me, because it was really just a test of my character and of the challenges of scrutiny that I would go through in ministry, I guess. And so one of the things I think we have to embrace is, one thing I've taught and I was taught is that if your character is always what it needs to be, if your character is always surrendered to God, then your character will always witness for you with what people say. And so it really makes no difference what people say. It really makes no difference when they come against you or whatever else, because you know who you are, you know what you've done, you know the character that you live by. That character is going to answer for you. It might not necessarily, you might not think it does immediately, but it will play out in the long run. And you just have to be patient and trust that, and know that God defends you better than you can defend yourself. Who would you rather have stand up before the law and be your lawyer? Would you rather defend yourself, or have Jesus standing there making intercession for you in the court of law? So it's just not. It hurts, but it ain't worth it.
Yeah. And honestly, man, if people would be really honest, for those who have been walking with Christ now for, I would say over 3 years, you've known the Lord and you've been reading the Word, and you go, there also enters a point where even if you win, let's say you win the argument or you get back at them, there should be a part of you inside that actually doesn't feel victorious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like, you win the argument, or you do the thing that whatever, you get back at that person, makes you feel good for a second, but then you like there's this, it's not defeat, but it's this sense of that ain't victory.
Yeah.
That sometimes,
well,
I
don't think I try to teach that you don't ever do anything to damage your influence.
Yeah.
And so even that can damage your influence, because essentially what you're doing is coming down to their level rather than maintaining the level that God has raised you to. And so you damage your influence, maybe with people that are around there that are watching or observing the situation, or silently, are somehow attached, or you may damage your influence from being able to reach that person, or having an opportunity of redemption in that person's life at some point, that they realize their own wrong and open their lives up to you, and then now you've wasted your access. And so, yeah.
That's good. And we can really go down that hole for that one, influencing. Someone asked, what is your favorite worship song? What is your favorite worship song? I believe that was Rebecca. Wow, so that's gonna be a hard one, huh?
Worship song. Goodness. I think it comes in seasons, because it really kind of is dependent upon the what you're going through at that time in life.
That's so true.
So I don't know that I can say. I don't know. I can. There are probably three worship artists that each have a song or a couple of songs that are probably some of my favorites. So Israel Houghton, William McDowell, and William Murphy. Those are probably the three that I have something favorite to draw from when they're. Yeah. I don't know. William McDowell is just his heart, his spirit is just real and true. And so I don't know. I just really love worshiping with that guy singing, because there's an honesty of the spirit there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can name just one song. I'd probably have to think about that.
Yeah. How do you feel about this? Is a little side tangent. How do you feel about this? What if the song is pure, but the artist behind it is questionable, but your use of the song is quote unquote pure? There's no other intentions. It's just, God, I want to honor you, and I love the song. How do you feel about that?
That's a really great question, because I have actually made decisions based on that before. I don't want to bring up artist names, I don't guess, but there's a few worship artists that I have had no respect for based on um, based on the pattern of their character,
Yes.
uh,
I
or
know one of
moment.
them you're talking about right off the top, but I know exactly what you're
There's
talking. So you also will, I guess it makes sense too, because
I,
that'll affect your conscience when you go to worship God.
I listen to I can't listen to
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was when I was in here maybe prepping Thursday. I don't know. I had worship music on a loop, and one of those artists came on, and I mean I just quickly it's just next. I just
Yeah.
can't.
I know. You can't take it serious no more. Well, let's flip the script then. Let's do this one. Let's try this one because this one has stuck me. What if it's a song that's not worship song? It might even be secular, but when you listen to it or use it, you do it in honor to God. It gets you in a sense of God, thank you, like a sense of gratitude for God and worship with God. Talk to me about like that situation.
So I'm gonna take this on the funny side. So man, I used to be big. I was big with Jodeci and with Drew Hill and with some R&B groups like that. So I used to do a thing. When I was a youth pastor. When I was a youth pastor, I used to do a thing where I would I don't remember. I'd post a song. I guess maybe this was early in social media or something. I don't know. I would post a song. I think I would. I would post a song or something, and I would hashtag it or I would title it like Jodeci and Jesus. And so what I would say is all right, now you've heard this song, but can you now imagine this song being sung to Jesus? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that type of energy and that type of Jodeci singing a song called Fiending. You know, I'm fiending for you. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
I can't leave you alone. You know, you got me fiending for you. I mean, what if we
I-
sang that to Jesus? You know?
yeah.
Uh, uh, I don't know. What Drew Hill, what do I do with this love? I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
Yeah.
Just so I used to do a Jodeci and Jesus thing. So I think that's I could listen to those songs and I could imagine like be
Worship.
moved like, man, what if we're singing this to Jesus?
Yeah. So how do you feel then? So how do you think God feels about it then?
I mean, in the context that they're singing those songs, I don't think he's really excited about it. But
Yeah.
if I could, I don't know. I think if I could take that in my pursuit of God, and taking one of those Jodeci songs, and literally turning that and singing that in worship, I can't imagine that he would not be moved by that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He says he looks at the intent of the heart, and so if he's watching the heart, then I don't really think that. What my wife and I talk about this a lot. It's really a shame. All of these incredible artists that have some amazing gifts that were really they were really supposed to be using those to do things for the glory of the Lord, and yet they're using it secularly. So their gift and their ability to sing and even even the ability to write songs and write lyrics came from God. It's just being used in a perverted way. And man, I'd love to see some of those folks. What if they really surrendered to God and were using those things for the glory of God in the church?
I know it, man. I know it. That was a good question. That was a good question. Yeah, like for example, so I'll give you a good example of this. The Lion King song, The Circle of Life, or He Lives in You. And it's a Disney song, and it's about really Mufasa. But honestly, like I can't help but listen to that song and just like go into a little place of worship where I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't originally intended for God and worship, but
The Lion King is the most kingdom animated movie there is. It's got the most. I mean, I could preach for days off the Lion King.
It is. Let's go into that. How do you feel about using, one thing that because you just said I could preach for days off Lion King. One thing that I've always just looked at it was, Jesus used a lot of things around them to get people to receive revelation and to understand things better. And during that time, it was contextual to the group of farming and agriculture. And so now I'm like, today, how else can we do that? And you see it a little bit play out with sermon series and styles, but I've always thought about things like that, like a Lion King series.
I'm not as good as so I did series when I did some things like that when I was a youth pastor, and did some of those series. I it take a creative group probably to
It
do that for
does.
me.
It
I'm
does.
not
And
a I'm not very good at doing object lessons. Um, I'm a whole lot more gifted at painting the picture in the mind with words, but I
yeah,
don't. It doesn't mean, and not to mean that I wouldn't use them. I just you know, I don't know. It works. I mean, object lessons, visual aids obviously
they
work.
do work. They work. All right, let's do some rapid fires. I got some good ones. When in doubt, chat GPT it out, and we'll save that conversation for another time. So here's one. What have you learned about yourself recently? What have you learned about yourself recently? I
Hmm.
guess recently could be months.
Um, what have I learned? Man, this last year has had me really learning a lot.
Imagine,
Uh,
man.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something. Just in the last 2 weeks since I've been um, doing this series on sound, on words,
Mm,
it is really realizing um,
how?
really realizing how um, what's the right word? How damaging um,
Mm,
I can be sometimes with my words.
I know, dude. And I would love to. Maybe we can segue and do something on that. But yeah, I mean, it's so crazy how much emphasis Jesus put on, not only Jesus, the whole word puts on that, on
Yeah,
on the sounds and your words and language and the stuff you speak and declare. And so you would say that that's something that God's been
yeah,
really just like,
yeah. I mean, it's just the last couple of weeks. It's almost like a somewhat of an epiphany and awareness, a self awareness, like because you're really not you're really not trying to. Here's one of the things I had to realize is that God, a part of the gift of my life is to use words. God has given me the ability to use words to preach,
mm,
and that is a part of the grace and the gift of my life. That's where some of my authority lies, and that's where my ability to reach people lies, is being able, like I said a minute ago, being able to paint a picture in the mind with words. Well, it's
mm,
given me the grace to do that, and my words have the ability to be so strong and so powerful and gifted for the kingdom. Then, like I've been preaching, if I'm using them and really not even trying to do it intentionally or even in a like a very mean and hurtful way, but yet not paying attention to the words that I say, um, they
yeah.
can they can really like it says, they can really kindle a great forest fire.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, it's so true that I hate that it's so true. I'll give you this example, and everyone knows that sometimes, like when you're in a relationship, and we have some good questions too coming up that I found, but you find that like you you ever notice like your partner just will like take certain phrases that you say or words you say, or even kids or people, friends being around you, even if you have a slight bit of influence, even if you're not trying to be influential, and you just start to notice it, and you're like, gosh, and you be, I mean, it it is so powerful that I think,
Yeah,
and especially for, I mean, it's powerful for everyone, but fathers, men with influence, it is more powerful than I even can sometimes realize. Just
yeah,
being careless and lie. I always wondered why Jesus or the Bible never really talked about humor as much in the Bible, and using that and joking around or laughing. You don't really see that as much, and I believe it goes to just emphasize the importance again on our words and
hmm
yeah, using those. Um,
yeah.
Sweet. Here's a good one. Here's something fun. Here we go. Where would you never visit, even if you were paid $1 million? That's a good one. Where would you never visit if someone was going to give you $1 million?
If they were going to give me $1 million to go there.
Oh yeah, even if they were going to give you $1 million to go there, like a place you would never visit. No, you got to deny it. Like even if someone was going to be like, "Hey, I'll give you $1 million," it's got to be so bad for you that you still say no. You'll go anywhere.
All right, wait a minute. Here we go. I don't know about a place, but I can tell you, like, it would be at a place. So, for instance, I mean, if we bring it back, the conversation a little bit ago about heights and all. So they got that that bridge in Japan or where they're China or whatever. This like
the
this
see-through
glass bridge. Nah.
Yeah. I don't know though.
I ain't doing that. I ain't riding that roller coaster that's hanging off of that skyscraper in Las Vegas. I ain't riding that. I ain't doing that. I ain't going there.
You telling me if Joe Schmo came out with the book bag and it's filled with $20 bills and he's like, Jason, I just need you to take 40 feet across this bridge. And he's waving. He's like, you're not taking a step. You're not doing it. Come on, chat. He's doing it, ain't he? He's walking.
The glass bridge would be more of a possibility than that stupid roller coaster on top of that building.
Yeah, those are, and I don't even know what I would say to God
what good's $1 million if that thing just snaps like this?
And you're done.
You know,
nothing. All right, let's go to this one. This one's good because you know what? I hear a lot of people ask leaders the stereotypical one, but this one I never hear really get asked. So I think somebody was talking about dating in the comments. So what couples do you look up to the most or want your own life to look like? So we obviously know about mentors and spiritual fathers, but like, are there any couples that you are like, you know what? That's how it should look. I want that. I want to mimic that, or I like that approach.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I know there's some. I don't know that I could pick out and say, oh, this, you know, here's a couple here, here's a couple there. But what I can say is I'm more impressed and want to be able to walk out like my grandparents, man. My grandfather Bill, that you guys know, that comes to church. You know, my grandmother died 4 years ago. 5 years ago this coming August, and I can't remember exactly when she passed, but they were right at like 63 years or something like that married, and so I would say that, like, the longevity and the commitment, and being able to outlast all of the storms together and still be true to one another and still being, you know, still love each other. And I mean, you know, my grandfather now, even though I don't think he dwells on it constantly, you know, you can bring up and talk about my grandmother, and they didn't, I mean, they wasn't perfect. I mean, I watched them have, you know, times with each other, they were frustrated or whatever else, you know, but I mean, he just, you know, he misses her. And so I think really that that probably, I mean, I look at those kind of folks, the folks they've been married for 40 and 50 years, as opposed to one particular couple, because, you know, I don't know. I mean, everybody's got their challenges. I mean,
yes.
You know, I would certainly love for there to be, you know, I don't know. I mean, things to be. I think mine and Serena's marriage can go to another level, and I really have the hope and the belief in that. Not that it's you know, poor or anything like that, but we've certainly dealt with our struggles with each other. We've certainly dealt with our struggles in life, and we've certainly dealt with our struggles in ministry. And so we've faced a lot of challenges in the 17 years. So it'd be 17 years in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. In the 17 years that we've been together, And so there's a greater place that we can go, and I have hope that we can and that we will.
Yeah.
But it's to still be there, 30 years from now,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, that's I got a lot of respect and love for those folks.
I got you. Yeah, I think I'm a big believer of the whole multiple counsels proverb. Taking a little bit from what you see on multiple different couple things you like. But John and Lisa Bevere have been a really interesting and couple that me and Adrian have really looked up to and enjoyed listening to and sharing. And there's not again, I don't hear that question asked a lot, because the truth is, man, I feel like there's not like that one stellar couple out there that people think of when it comes to.
And again, we can do better, but always do better. But still going out on dates, still holding hands, finding what holding hands, still sitting on the front porch, kissing each other, hello or whatever, goodbye, whatever it is, those types of things. When you've been married 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, that.
Yeah. Well, sweet, man. We are coming up on the hour, 5 minutes. I see maybe some people are asking when our next one is. I think we gotta. Yeah. What is that, Pastor? We're trying to work out a bi-weekly right now.
Yeah. What we were actually looking at when we kicking around this thing is that normally we wanted to bring it back up and see what kind of traction it would have and have some fun with it. And our RLA class finishes its semester in a couple of weeks, and then because they enter into a internship semester for the fall, beginning after the semester ends in a couple of weeks, all through summer and through the fall, I basically have my Tuesday nights free. And so we talked about doing a couple of Tuesday nights a month, making it every other week thing or something like that.
Yeah.
Or potentially still using Sunday night. But I did know, we did talk about doing a couple of preview shows before the summer kicked in. And so we might do another Sunday night here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get get some guests on now that what was that?
Maybe the 21st would be another good preview night. Next week's Mother's Day. And
21st?
Yeah, maybe the 21st, 2 weeks from now would be another good time.
Yeah. 21st. So we'll drop that in the chat for everyone. 21st will be the next time. We'll and guys, help me out with questions and content. What would you like to see more of? Obviously, the show is just really themed around just asking Pastor Jason questions and just talking. But help me make this show better for you guys. Tell me what you want to see, what you want to hear more of, what would be cool, whether it be entertaining or more, whatever.
The idea is for you guys to be able to see backdoor stuff a little bit and not all be Bible and spiritual and church. Certainly those things they're a part of my life. They're always going to come out, but being able to see backdoor stuff, getting to know me and my family on a different side, whatever. I was thinking about this. I would love to bring Braylon on sometime. I think it would be
and especially now with the setup that we have, we can make it real easy to bring on guests, multiple, 4 or 5. So it'll be fun. Awesome, guys. Well, I think that's about it, Pastor Jay. I think that wraps up episode 12. It's been 4 years. We're now virtual, coming back with the pandemic edition of the Ask Pastor Jay show. Lots of engagement. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry we couldn't get it set up at 7:30 and on the page. Lots of hiccups, but we're going to get that figured out before our next one on the 21st. And Pastor Jason, anything else before we shut out here?
Kelby, I appreciate your time and getting this set up and hate that we had the challenge, but we still, even though we weren't able to push it live on the church page, we still had a lot of engagement. And I'm excited about that. I want to thank you guys for your time. I hope it was a good kind of a good, relaxing, fun way to finish your Sunday night and head into your week. And so now I just really appreciate everybody's time and hanging out with us and commenting and spending some time together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And guys, I have an outro, so we're gonna play these outros and intros. Y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all like this, opinions, questions, and we will be back next time. Pastor Jay, I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow or Tuesday, sir.
All right, man. Love you, bud. Thank you.
All right. Love you. Bye-bye.